broken by design, and I left all of my friends. I wish that I was fine, but the pain, it never ends. It's never summertime, winter always pulls me in. And I feel so lost, and I feel so down. No, this pain won't stop, with my face up on the ground. And I wish I could drop, and just make myself drown in the life that is not. Yeah, you always let me down. You left me outside in the cold again. I think I'm alright, but I'm lost within. Took over my life, so it has to end. It's over this time, yeah, you came and went. You left me outside in the cold again. I think I'm alright, but I'm lost within. Took over my life, so it has to end. It's over this time, yeah, you came and went. I know that I might be crazy. I wish that I could forget you, baby. I don't know why, but I feel lost lately. Looking for someone who might just save me. I don't wanna waste any time, I'll be fine. Have to get you all out of my mind, so I grind. Don't know what I'm looking for, I feel like I'm blind. Wish that I could just go and rewind back. You left me outside in the cold again. I think I'm alright, but I'm lost within. Took over my life, so it has to end. It's over this time, yeah, you came and went. You left me outside in the cold again. I think I'm alright, but I'm lost within. Took over my life, so it has to end. It's over this time, yeah, you came and went.
Don't know what's ahead of me. I work so hard for everything. Don't wanna lose my time or my mind on the grind, but I want a better life for me. I do the things I hate to do, just to try to find my way to you. I see you in my mind all the time, visualize, and I hope that I can make it through. I gotta find my way out.
Living life, everyday, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Fuck me, I'm looking in the mirror, so foggy, but I've never seen clearer. I don't really think anyone can save me, and honestly I'm not really sure I want saving. I like to be my own worst enemy. There's no risk if you don't try at anything, so I'ma just get buying everything. See you in the next life, have to be a better me. I don't think that my head's on straight, gotta flip it and grip it and go and get an x-ray. What's wrong with me? I just feel weight pushing on my chest and it squeezes till I suffocate. Better change my mindset, meditate. It's pretty cool that I'm alive and have better days. I could walk, see, hear, I should celebrate. Think I could change my mind, maybe elevate. Living life, everyday, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Yeah, all I need are some better days. Cause all I want, and I pray, I believe in the better days. I'm kinda stuck between a rock and a hard place. Do I work hard or live at my pace? You're only young once, yeah that's all great, but I also want a future where I'm okay. Living life is doing lots of cocaine. Wait no, it's living with no shame. Wait no, it's sleeping in on Sundays. I guess it's different for each of us and that's okay. Well I just wanna be happy, how to get there? Glad that you asked me. I think it's different for everyone. Some of us need work, others need fun. Some of us need purpose to overcome. But try to do what you love when it's said and done. Cause there's so many differences in each of us. Trust your gut, it can show you what you want. Living life, everyday, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Yeah, all I need are some better days. Cause all I want, and I pray, I believe in the better days. Living life, everyday, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Yeah, all I need are some better days. Cause all I want, and I pray, I believe in the better days. Yeah, it's our time to shine. Show that's the kind of state of mind you gotta combine with hard work and time. You gotta climb to the top. Don't let yourself drop till your heart stops. Let this beat rock. Got a new clock and a new stock for this new rock. Just let your mind loose from the new stock. Drunk off the goose, yeah, thinking that I'm too pop. Getting caught with a few thoughts cause I'm too lost. Off the speakers can't even handle me. Give it what I got, nobody's gonna drain my energy. And I will never stop, I'm motivated by enemies. Setting up shop so everybody remember me. And no, I am not going through life regretfully. I'd rather work non-stop, what they call incessantly, than work some odd job just to live life pleasantly. Already got lost in my mind, not a fantasy. I'm getting with forgotten souls, so stop, drop, and roll. You lost all control and pop off your ball. I got squat, I fold, I'm not bought, I'm sold. My stock rocks, it's gold. Hey, knock, knock, she hold it, shit, talk to close. I ain't stopping though, it's hip-hop, you know. Or is it rock and roll? I'm not dropping down, no, my pocket's grown. You can't stop the show, so get rockin' on. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't never. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't here to make friends. Yeah. I ain't never slowing down, keep on going till I'm down. No, I'm never slowing down cause we're blowing up now. I ain't never slowing down, keep on going till I'm down. No, I'm never slowing down cause we're blowing up. Hard words like a weapon, attack with no questions. In my own section and they still disconnected cause their mind's been infected and they're filled with objection. Too filled for recollection so we're losing all attention. They don't know I'm in contention cause I'm gaining their attention. Cause I'm making a connection. Lyricism and aggression got me feeling my ascension. In my passion, my profession, I'm attacking my obsession. Taking action and progressing. I go off on the enemy, that's what makes them scared of me. Make my plans carefully, then execute them daringly. They say I act recklessly, but that's why I'm effective. See, you can't predict my tendencies, I offer no transparency. Some people think I'm lost, others think I'll be a legend. I'm never gonna stop till I'm one above second. And my thoughts at the top, but my mind stay present. Don't let your dreams stop, cause dreaming is a blessing. They tell me all the same, told me I won't make a name. But it's not about the fame, it's about keeping me sane. So I stay within my lane, feel my blood pump through my veins. Feel adrenaline, no pain, welcome all to my domain. Yeah. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. I'm taking that crown from you. I ain't
worry about ya, I ain't never
So let me break it all down for you.
I ain't never giving up, I ain't never
You know
giving
I'm
up.
taking that crown from you.
I ain't worried about ya, I ain't never
So let me break it all down for you.
I ain't never giving up, I ain't never
You know
giving
I'm
up.
taking that crown from you.
I ain't worried about ya, I ain't here
So
to
let me
make
break it all down for you.
I ain't never giving up, I ain't never
You know
giving
I'm
up.
taking that crown from you.
I ain't worried about ya, I ain't here to make friends.
Had some different plans, it's broken by design, and I left all of my friends. I wish that I was fine, but the pain, it never ends. It's never summertime, winter always pulls me in, and I feel so lost, and I feel so down. No, this pain won't stop, with my face up on the ground, and I wish I could drop, and just make myself drown, in the life that is not. Yeah, you always let me down. You left me outside in the cold again. I think I'm alright, but I'm lost within. Took over my life, so it has to end. It's over this time, yeah, you came and went. You left me outside in the cold again. I think I'm alright, but I'm lost within. Took over my life, so it has to end. It's over this time, yeah, you came and went. I know that I might be crazy. I wish that I could forget you, baby. I don't know why, but I feel lost lately. Looking for someone who might just save me. I don't wanna waste any time, I'll be fine. Have to get you all out of my mind, so I grind. Don't know what I'm looking for, I feel like I'm blind. Wish that I could just go and rewind back. You left me outside in the cold again. I think I'm alright, but I'm lost within. Took over my life, so it has to end. It's over this time, yeah, you came and went. You left me outside in the cold again. I think I'm alright, but I'm lost within. Took over my life, so it has to end. It's over this time, yeah, you came and went. I'm standing right here, eyes peer with my mind clear. Never look rear, only up, never down.
Good evening, people of the interwebs, denizens of the networks, citizens of Veridora. We come to you with an exclusive tonight, which we will expose during the show. Exclusive on a major news item that the MSN is hardly covering at all. But what's unusual there? It's Friday night, it's John and Ben, and it's all in.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah,
I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?
I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? Sometimes you need to let loose, grab juice, get goose, tattoos, taboos, get screwed. Loosen up, buttercup, all those hate comments will never make you feel enough. We're all adequate graduates, hearts full of calluses, but we know calculus. Damn, ain't that fabulous? Can't wait to apply all those mathematicus. But we can't get a job that pays us enough. I'm about to pop off. Fuck you, you're lost. We all know that we never really want a boss. So I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. Yeah, I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo.
I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?
I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?
You bastard.
Sorry.
Sitting here, holding up a very well thought out, well, not done at the last minute at all diagram, right? And we're going to discuss this because, as we can see here, look, Elon's crude $sign plan. And I think that's where we're going to start, right? Well. Good evening, everybody.
Chaz was up last night. Sorry. You bad.
Did it on purpose.
Chaz must have sneaked in and did that because I'm pretty sure last night I turned Chaz off before I shut down OBS because I thought if I turn Chaz off, it means I won't have to remember to do it because Ben will be in late. But you weren't in late. You were in early tonight.
Yeah, it was. Please stop talking to a stuffed bear. I really am getting concerned. I am.
Don't be concerned.
We need to have a chat about this.
No,
we need to have a chat.
It's fine.
Away from... Is it, though? Is it?
Well, sometimes I think he moves. It's like, look, earlier on, see where he is sitting on the couch? Earlier on, I sat down on the couch and he was like, I thought, where the hell is he? And he was like lying back. As if he would get tired and went for a nap.
John.
Ben.
I'm going to call your wife.
Don't call me a wife. I'm not your wife.
I'm just going to ask her to show you a little bit more support, John.
Tony's right. Tony is right.
Yeah, and you know what? If the bear does talk back, I'm out, baby. I am out. I'm not having. I am not having the show taken over by some demonic teddy bear. It's just not happening.
Oh God! It might not be demonic. It might be possessed by the good side.
Oh, who knows? Who knows, indeed.
Indeed.
Anyway, yeah, let's talk about
The
fucking-
good side. Let's talk about the good side.
Is there a good side?
Well, this
Is
is what
there a good side?
this is what kicked all this nonsense off today to a degree, right? I mean, Elon
Right.
kicks it off himself because the man's a bit of a twat. Let's face it, right? But somebody
Rich
said,
twat, though.
yeah, well, yeah, but there are plenty of rich twats. I mean, there's not exactly short of them, are we? Anyway, so someone says, you know, he's blah blah blah, and I says he's a techno rat, and someone replied saying, yes, but if I was going to pick a techno rat, I'd pick him. And I said, well, actually, I think he's more dangerous than all the rest because he's the one that pretends he's got your interests at heart. And does he? Does he really?
Who
I
knows?
I don't
is the
think so.
answer.
I don't think so.
Well, all I can say is, in that vein, this man, when he took control of Twitter a year ago now, coming up on a year since he took ownership of Twitter, he made some bold claims. He made some bold claims.
He
made some-
talked the talk, didn't he?
He did. He spoke a big game. He made some claims. He said that by Christmas there will be a general amnesty on all previously permanently banned accounts, which never materialized.
Never happened.
Never happened. He said it was going to be about free speech. I don't believe it is because we are seeing
Nope.
people still absolutely permanently
You can't even talk
suspended.
about 20-mile-an-hour speed limits in cul-de-sacs without getting a 12-hour ban. Free speech?
No.
Balls.
I mean, I don't know if any of you have heard of a woman. She is a millionaire called Bernadette or Bernie Spofforth. She under the Twitter handle moniker Bernie's Tweets. She's gone, permanently suspended. Nobody seems to know why. I mean, let's face it, this woman runs a child's swim accessory business. She's not exactly trying to start any kind of revolution or cause any terror acts or anything like that. There's no reason. He did resign, Tony. He is no longer the chief executive officer of Twitter. That accolade goes to a woman.
Yeah, but he
a
goes and
WEF
hires.
student.
He goes and hires a lefty idiot.
Named Linda Yaccarino.
Yaccarino.
She is currently the CEO of Twitter, and I believe, and this is just my personal opinion, and I hope one day Elon sees something like this, or maybe not me saying it, but somebody says this. Under Yaccarino, it's very clear to me that the trust and safety team of old are alive and well. They might not be the same faces, and they may be operating under his nose, so he doesn't know about it, but they are back, and they are hitting people with a vengeance, baby. And you can tell. You can absolutely tell that this is happening. People are being suspended, shadow banned, and then they came out with this freedom of speech, but not freedom of reach, is what they say.
Lawful but not awful, but not lawful.
No, lawful.
Not
but
lawful
awful.
but not awful. But lawful but awful. Yeah, aye.
Yeah.
It sounds like awful
So-
to me.
But even so, that means there is a faceless person in San Francisco, Silicon Valley, making determinations about whether or not somebody is saying something good or bad, and they're making it based upon their own feelings. They're not making it based upon any objective real-world evidence, and what they're doing is they're severely restricting people's tweets based upon this. You can't retweet them. You can't you can't like them in some cases. Some cases you can't respond to them. Or they're just flat out shadow banning people, even people that pay them their £8 a month or whatever it is they ask for.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite despicable, to be honest, and I think it's quite shady practice, because when you pay them, and this is directly to Twitter Blue or Twitter Pro or X Pro or whatever it's called now, subscribers. When you pay them that £8 a month, it comes with some expectations, and those expectations include favorability in the algorithm for people to see your tweets. And if you're paying for that, and they are on the back end shadow banning you, they're breaching the contract. They absolutely are.
I think they are.
They're in breach of contract.
And the problem is you can't sue them because you need money to do that. And I would sue them for breach of contract because I think they've treated me despicably. I'm shadow banned all the time.
I absolutely, I think you're right. I absolutely agree with you. But let's delve into the idea of the everything app, because these two things are totally linked, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because people are being banned. People are being shadow banned. People are being completely removed, like Bernie, from the platform. And I'm sure there are many others without rhyme or reason. And yet, Mr. Musk wants people to move their entire online existence onto this app. So, like my crude diagram here, he wants them to do Twitter, his own version of PayPal. He wants journalism to be done on there. He wants crypto to be done on there. He's now released a job search feature. So he wants everything to be done on this app. That's why he calls it the Everything app.
Why would
if
you?
You're going to move... Yeah, but let's play devil's advocate for a minute. Let's say everybody decides, oh yeah, you know what, we'll give this a shake. We'll move everything onto this one place. It seems quite convenient because, let's face it, we are living in a world that loves convenience, and this idea is quite convenient at its core. So, if you're banned, are you then cut off from your money? Are you cut off from access to journalism? Are you cut off from your crypto?
I guess so. So how can he has it, and this blends into item 2 on the list. Musk is stupid, right? Because he thinks we're stupid, and while there are a lot of stupid people in the world, he thinks everybody's stupid because look at the way he treats you on this app on Twitter / X. Look at the way you're treated. You're treated like a child. And if you do something wrong, you either get put in a corner for half a day or 2 days or 3 days, or you get expelled. And if everything's in your app that he wants you to do, does that mean you're suddenly you're going to be homeless? Because how are you going to pay for anything?
Yeah, exactly. Now, the only way around that is for some sort of regulation, and I hate that term, that forbids banning.
Oh yeah.
The only way around it is to do that.
And then if you're forbidden from banned, and this is where he hasn't thought this through at all, because if you can't be banned, then you can say what you like.
I mean, there is the little loophole of saying, well, you don't have access to the chat feature.
Yeah, okay.
But you can still do everything else. But I don't trust that, because how do we know they're not going to block your email address or your access to everything else? You're putting everything in your life, essentially, into the hands of Elon Musk and his faceless team in Silicon Valley and Linda Yaccarino. And whilst, like I say, it sounds like a good idea and it sounds convenient, and many people will go for it, I really do believe that. It's not for me to be doing that. Not at all. And if I was going to make any suggestion to you people, just as Tony says, there's an age-old adage, don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's said for a very good reason. And you're absolutely right, Tony. It really is. Sorry.
Well, you're right.
A little bit of a frog in my throat there, John.
You still got it, I think. Have a little drink. Have a little drink of water. Oh, jeez. You're as bad as me. We both have our vices, mate. We both have our vices.
We do. Adam says Twitter is a fantasy run by billionaires.
Oh, yeah. Isn't the world? Is the world's a fantasy run by billionaires effectively, is it not?
Well, do you know what? I think Twitter and GB News have got a lot in common. And I'll explain why a bit later.
Well, they're
Okay?
both firing
really-
people left, right, and centre because Musk has fired half the election disinformation team, apparently.
Well, the election integrity team, yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah, he has. But
Pardon me?
okay, let me explain this now. They're both beholden to advertisers. They are both beholden to advertisers, and whilst they talk a talk and talk a big game, if the advertisers run, they got no money.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
they
See, and
hone
that's
the free speech.
yeah. Here's the flaw. Here's the fatal flaw in Twitter. You can block advertisers.
Can you? Because you don't seem to be able to.
Right. Well, you can block advertisers, and every time you block them, it says, "Thank you for doing this. We'll try and improve your timeline." Right. But I think I've noticed some advertisers that I've blocked because I'll just say it right here and now. I block every ad on site. Okay? Soon as there's an ad comes up on my, if I'm scrolling through, I block it. Every advert gets blocked. Right? Without any compunction, without any thought. As soon as I see that little ad in the corner, and you can tell by reading them, blocked straight away. Now I think he's going around the back door and unblocking them.
Well, I think that quite possibly is happening as well. It wouldn't shock or surprise me because remember, these people are paying him. I mean, technically speaking, so are we at this point, right? Because it's no secret, I pay for X Pro, and people. Oh, but you pay for
Well,
Twitter.
right, so
You pay for Twitter."
I don't understand the argument here. And I
No, me
made
either.
I made the meme. Well, in fact, that would have been my second meme. I made that meme. Remember the guy coming out of Greg's with a pie or whatever, and somebody laughing at the NPC laughing at him, going, "Ho ho ho! You paid for that," because that's exactly what they're doing to you. You've paid
Yeah.
for a service, and they're laughing at you because you paid for a service. That's the argument. Are these people
is it.
so thick that they don't understand that? Do you think we paid for the blue tick? No, we paid for the
No.
service, which we're
Yeah.
not getting, which is why I'm not paying for the service anymore.
Well, the service that I've always paid for is the ability to upload. It's up to 3-hour-long videos now.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
but nobody fucking watches them. There's no point in uploading a 3-hour-long video on Twitter when nobody watches Twitter. I mean, would
yeah,
you?
but-
Would you? And asking me this honestly, would you watch a 3-hour video on Twitter? Would you watch an hour-long video on Twitter?
probably not.
No. Twitter's not a platform for watching video on.
You say that. Tucker gets good views, but that's because he's Tucker.
Yeah, but
He is the exception, not the rule.
would I watch Tucker? Because it's not on Twitter.
Well,
I've watched
it should
Tucker's
be,
shows,
'cause
but it's not on Twitter.
well, people do mirror them to YouTube.
Yeah, it's probably on
guess.
YouTube then, because I'm not going to sit back. I mean, call me an old, see you next Tuesday, but I'm not going to sit back and watch something on my phone for an hour when I've got a TV or a computer in front of me. I'm just not going to do it. It's not an enjoyable experience, and the audio's awful. Regardless
Fair
of
enough.
how good your phone is and how it says it's got Dolby HR or whatever in it, your phone audio is shite. Right? When you've got a TV with a soundbar or a 7.1 system or whatever, then use that, because phones are crap. Phones are crap. I mean, even their pictures are crap, right? Because they cram all these megapixels into this tiny, tiny sensor. So these pixels are teeny little pixels. They can't gather any fucking light, right? So they rely on algorithms, and they rely on faking pictures of the moon to make it look as if they're actually taking pictures of the moon. They're not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Phones are shite. Their dynamic range is abysmal. They just fall. You can't grade them. They fall apart. If you want to make a movie, don't shoot it on a fucking phone. Use a camera.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could vlog on my DSLR, but it's just big and bulky, and I can't be bothered with
Oh,
it.
they're too heavy. People that vlog on DSLRs are off their nut. You know, they really are. And let's face it, a vlog doesn't matter because you're not interested so much on the visuals, you're interested in the content, which is a combination of everything and usually audio. Now, if you're going to do yourself a favour, what you do is you plug a lav into either into your phone or into a separate recorder and sync it up afterwards. But never ever just talk to the phone because audio's shite. So anyway,
Moving on. What do you
on.
have for us next?
Well,
Musk went to the border.
he did go to the border. He must. Right. I tell you what. Let's go to the pictures. So Musk goes to the border, right? Mm-hmm. And tries to look like a cowboy and comes out all Amish.
Hello there, Brother John.
Look at the state of it.
Well, hello there. I'm down here at the border.
I mean, what was he thinking?
Just looking at all them illegals crossing the border.
And the thing is, he did it with a stupid neck beard as well.
Hello there, my name is Robert Elon.
This is the primary technology guy in the world, right? And he's gone Amish. What a twat.
Don't call me a twat, John.
He's just a twat. He really is. And I put a tweet out today saying, you know, Bezos, right, has gone to space in his own rocket with Captain Kirk, right?
Did?
Yeah. Branson has gone to space in his own space plane, right? Mm-hmm. Even though it crashed once and killed people. Mm-hmm. Musk, more launches than NASA, had still not gone up in his own rocket. Bit strange that.
Listen, John. I'm not getting in that rocket.
He's scared.
I'm not doing it.
He's scared, isn't he? He knows the things. He knows the thing's basically a controlled bomb, and he's scared shitless to go up in it.
Isn't that what every rocket is? To be fair.
Well, yeah, but he's scared shitless to go up in it. He really is.
To be
fan
completely
of the
honest,
T1000 with those shades. I don't know what he's a fan of, but he's not pulling it off, that's for sure. I tell you who seems to be a fan of him though is AOC, because she just can't leave him alone, can she?
No, she loves him.
She does, doesn't she? She's got a crush on him, hasn't she?
Look, they got a crush on each other.
Yeah,
very
I think they
clearly.
have. Yeah,
and they need to just They need
to get a room and work it out.
Swallow their pride. Elon, invite her out for a drink at the very least, okay? Just because you might be diametrically opposed politically does not mean that you won't end up in, I'm not going to say much more, but won't end up in happy situations together, shall we say.
I think the one problem with AOC is that she is terminally thick. She's not the sharpest tack in the box.
You think?
Yeah, I think.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Turning up at the Met Gala with a dress on that says "Tax the Rich" on it.
Yeah. She doesn't know.
Think?
She doesn't know what irony means. She thinks that's something that's in your blood.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think she is rich now as well.
Well, she is, yeah. Right. I tell you what. Let's go to Rotterdam. So, have you heard about the shooting in Rotterdam? Why did you do Swedish Chef on us for Rotterdam? Anyway, have you heard about the shooting in Rotterdam?
Sort of. Not much. I was told to get all of my information from you. So...
Well, I got all my information from our operative on the inside.
Our operative on the inside, who has trawled the interwebs for... Now, everything we're going to say right now has not been confirmed outside of our source, but it seems pretty on the nose.
Yeah.
But we can't say that it's 100% accurate, so take it with somewhat of a grain of salt. But I think knowing who the source is, knowing the work that's been done, it's a good bet.
Yeah.
So take us through it, John.
Right. So this so it happens inside a Rotterdam hospital where a 32-year-old gunman dressed in combat gear opens fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we see pictures of people being arrested, and it looks like a setup, you know. It looks like a movie, right?
Right.
Which is fine. The guy's down. The students are running about, right? People are laughing as they're running away. Photographs. They're almost like stock images, right?
Yeah.
So that's all a bit weird. And then we find out that they're running a drill today and tomorrow in Amsterdam, which is just down the road. I mean, it's not that far away, right? So they're running an anti-terrorist drill in Amsterdam, which is weird, right? But anyway, so if we go to the the Rotterdam student who is identified as a neo-Nazi had feuded with the professor before he shot the academic dead and murdered a mother and daughter in a gum rampage, as
Oh God.
4chan goes into details about what he used to do with animals, right? So you've got the old adage, you know, start small and build up. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then we find out that the student is called Fouad El from Morocco, and he's been named as the shooter. So Adam found rentacyberfriend.com and found his picture and his profile on there.
Okay.
So apparently he has Asperger's as well, so there's another thing, right?
Right. So you've given out a name, so are we sure of his name?
Yeah, we're pretty sure that's his name, yeah. And then we find out the biggie, didn't we, Adam? Or Operative X.
Well, you've already said who it is now, for fuck's sake, twice.
So Fouad El, well, we don't know his surname because it's just Fouad El, right? Identifies himself on his Facebook profile as a British Asian.
So he's British.
So he's British. Now, nobody's mentioned that. Nobody's mentioned that, have they?
I've not heard that a British man went on a rampage
Shooting spree in Rotterdam.
So if that is the case, then that's exclusive right there.
Yeah, if that's the case. And that's the information that we've been able to dig out today by going through this. And it certainly appears that he doesn't look, I wouldn't say, he doesn't really look Moroccan, to be fair. So
people...
You know, well, I mean, you got to remember, this isn't definitive. What we're doing is we're acting on information that we've got. But he's maybe... See, the problem is, when people call themselves Asian these days, it's like, people call themselves like South Asians and things like that, and when they come from India. And, you know, it's just, that's not South... There's no such place as South Asia. South Asia's a fucking sea. If you go south of Asia, there's nothing there.
See, I've never liked this. I've got to be so careful with what I'm about to say here, right? Because censorship and the whatnot. But I've never liked this idea of muddying the idea of what is an Asian, because everybody's always known, you know, who is an Asian. And now what we say is, when certain people from different cultures aren't a typical stereotype of what an Asian would be, we call them Asian. And it's muddying things, I think, for the sake of muddying things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's it's frustrating, it's confusing, and it's completely unnecessary. Because, for example, we've always called Middle Eastern people Middle Eastern people. So why not just call somebody from the Middle East a Middle Eastern person? Why call a Middle Eastern an Asian? Unless you are trying to...
Well, see, this is the thing, because if you think, right, see the problem, right, before you get too bogged down, and you know, Robin's saying there are 7 continents. Yeah, that's fine, Robin, but some of these boundaries are quite arbitrary when you think about it, because look at Persia. I mean, it even has Asia in the name, doesn't it? Almost.
Yeah.
But Persia used to extend, you know, into half of India at one point, you know. So the whole thing's just I certainly, in my view, when someone says Asian, I pretty much say it's Cambodia and onwards.
Okay.
You know, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, China, Korea, Japan. That's, to me, that's Asia. Those are Asians. Mongols are Asian.
That's what we've always known to be the case,
Yeah.
though. It's only since 2001 have we really started muddying this definition. And I'm not going to ascribe any cause or blame behind it. I don't know why it's happening. Like I say, it's confusing, it's frustrating. But what is wrong with calling people or labeling people as a demographic from which they hail? What's wrong with that? Well,
there's nothing wrong with it, but and this is probably a tricky thing to say on YouTube, but there are biological and skeletal differences between people that come from different ethnic groups, not just where they come from. So
from different continents.
Well, no, I mean, you can be born in the UK, call yourself British, but be of Asian descent, which then gives you a completely different skeletal structure, and in particular a different skull from someone who's Caucasian or someone who's Negroid, you know. So the whole thing gets really complicated.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, well, I don't even know where I'm going with this, because it's such a difficult discussion to have. Because there's so much you do want to get into, and there's so much you do want to say, but you don't know how something that's completely nebulous or innocuous is going to be perceived.
Well, yeah,
in this day and age.
I mean, that is the problem, right? Because everybody's equal, right? You're not allowed to point out the differences, even though the differences exist and are there and measurable, right? So you just can't do it.
But do you remember back in the day when differences used to be satirized and
the best? Well, the best one that throws us up is the Ukrainian guy, right? The Ukrainian guy who went absolutely freaking nuts. Okay. Because he put his DNA into something like 23andMe or something like that, and it came back he was less than 7% Ukrainian.
Oh, well.
He went ballistic.
Well, why are people doing this shite? Honestly.
Well, the thing is, we've exposed it before as well, because you know, twins go and put twins put their DNA in and come back with 2 different results. Well, that's an impossibility.
But at the end of the day,
you can't have different DNA if you're a twin. If you're an identical twin, you cannot have different DNA. You are identical.
There's a reason I don't spend time researching my family history. I mean, I know a bit about my family
I don't
history.
like my family.
But it's not even that. It's that we're alive. We're here right now. We're parents. We're the custodians of this planet, if you will. We're the ones moving this forward. So why waste our time? Why waste our time obsessing on the actions or the jobs or whatever of people that came before, when we are in the here and now? And this here and now can end at any point.
Yeah, because people don't think like that. I mean, look at SNP. Look at the SNP, right? They're living in Braveheart times. Now, Scotland's been part of the Union for 300 years, and they've been still banging on about it. Wales has been joined with England for 700 years, and Wales wasn't even a union. Wales was conquered. Let's call it what it was. Wales was conquered by England, right?
I'm not shocked.
Right, so Wales was conquered, and they still bang on about independence to a degree. They still try and speak a different language that nobody can understand and nobody gives a fuck about. They still put, they still make names of places with nothing but consonants, right? So obviously, Carol. I mean, use a fucking vowel now and again. It makes life a lot easier. And then they pride themselves on their singing. What?
Equal opportunity, accent destroyer.
Yeah. So Wales have been there for 700 years, and they're still banging on about it. So Scotland being relatively new to the game, having joined only 300 years or so ago. These people are still living in the past. They're living in the past. They're still running about painting their face blue and shouting freedom.
They've got their new William Wallace, haven't they? They've got him. My name is Hamza Yusuf, and I don't like white people.
I'd like to see how far he would have got as the leader in the days of William Wallace. Pardon me.
What I'm going to tell you all now is that there are too many white people. Everywhere you look, white people. Freedom!
Why do you sound like George Galloway again?
Because I lump Hamza in with George Galloway.
Hamza doesn't sound like George Galloway. Hamza actually what I get, it's actually quite bad because people can't tell. Some people just can't tell the difference between me and Hamza. They think Hamza's talking when I've voiced over him.
Well, I could do some dub overs of George Galloway, couldn't I?
Yeah, you could try. The problem is your accent's never consistent. It starts to peel off into some other variant. You usually end up Russian. Everything always goes back to being Russian.
There may be a reason behind that. Maybe
there may well be. There may well be. Right.
Maybe
so
English accent is fake, John.
Right.
Maybe.
You take the next one. The cue I've got written down here is Trudeau higher than the plane. You tell us what that means, Ben.
Right. Okay. Now, once again, we are entering rumour territory here, okay? I wasn't even sure if we should speak about this, but it is doing the rounds on social media, and I need to preface this with, take this with 100,000 grains of salt, because I don't know if it's true, but I'm just reporting what people are saying, and they're saying that there's a reason Justin Trudeau didn't return from India when he should have, and that he locked himself, allegedly, in his room for 2 days. And it's because Justin allegedly had some fun in the snow, shall we say.
A la Zelensky style.
Allegedly. Now, like I say...
I just said Zelensky style.
Yeah, so this is doing the rounds. And I can't ascribe any validity to it. I just thought it would be a good thing to laugh about, even if it's not true, because do you know what? Personal opinion, wouldn't put it past him.
Actually, I found something incredibly weird in the chat from Robin, who never fails to amaze me at times. I'll give him that. And he said something about a hominin, Paranthropus bozai, I don't know if it's made up or not, he might be yanking my chain, but was eating 75% grass, more than any other hominin, according to a 2011 study. Well, that'd be interesting because we can't eat that. We can't eat grass because we can't process it. In fact, that's why gorillas have got such huge guts, because they need that huge gut and they just sit and chew food. Gorillas do two things. Well, three things. They eat, sleep, and have sex, right? And that's all they do because they've got to eat all the time because they keep that.
Perfect.
to keep that massive body going, they've got to eat, because they're vegetarians, they just basically eat crap all day, and it's the same with pandas. I mean, how does evolution work, right? When it's supposed to be survival of the fittest, and yet an animal that is shallow, thick, and slow, right, is barely able to breed without assistance, right, and only eats one food source that it can barely find, and when it does find that food source, has to eat it like 24 hours a day in order to stay alive. How's that evolution? I don't think evolution works.
Tony says we do eat grass. Wheat is a form of grass. My body
whoa,
disagree
yeah.
with you.
Right, Tony. No, we shouldn't, right? Because loads and loads of people have a problem with eating wheat, and wheat really doesn't do well when it comes to your intestines. But this isn't something we can talk about anymore because YouTube has a medical misinformation category that would have us banned. So we can't really talk about that. I just have an opinion on wheat, but we do eat it. I don't think it's a good food for us, but that's just my opinion. I'm not giving you what you should or shouldn't do, and I'm not telling you that it can cause problems with your intestines, leading to a thing called leaky gut. But that's just my opinion.
And I'm not telling you that you can have a thing called celiac disease, which is essentially one major wheat intolerance and forces you to eat entirely gluten-free for the rest of your life.
Most people do have a wheat intolerance. It's just they work through it.
I definitely do.
Yeah, you definitely do. Yeah, you definitely do.
Militant Mushroom says eat more bacon.
Yeah,
I took on that advice today.
I would endorse that.
I took on that advice today, fried up 3 lovely thick rashers of bacon and had those for my lunch. It was wonderful.
Yeah. Right. Where are we? What are we on? Oh, right. Let's go back to the pickles. The pickles. Let's go back to the pictures. Right. Let's get rid of Elon. So,
okay.
Have you seen the Taiwan submarine?
No.
You have now.
Taiwan have a submarine.
Taiwanese produced its own submarine, right?
Isn't that just the North Korean submarine just redigitized?
It could well be, but Taiwan say they have produced their own submarine, right? Now,
right.
While, and it's not painted like that, that's just something that's been draped over it, right? For the obviously for the launch, because I think it's just generally black. What I would like to draw your attention to is not the submarine, though. I'd like you to draw
There's
your
a little person in there.
Yeah, it is. I don't know if it I think that might be a woman, right? But
right, anyway,
it doesn't look right. It looks like that might be photoshopped. But I'd like to draw your attention to the expression on the faces of the naval officers that you can see. These guys are obviously thinking, I'm not going down in that tin can. That's a death sentence.
You say that, but to my eye, and people can call me crazy or correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think those people are in that room. That looks photoshopped.
That's what I said. I think the whole thing looks photoshopped.
Yeah, those people look like PNG images pasted upon that.
I'm not even sure that submarine's in that room. It looks too close to the wall.
This looks, to my eye, like a constructed picture. It doesn't look right.
It doesn't.
And I could be wrong, and I could be being crazy, and call me crazy if you think that that's the case. But these people don't look to me like they're in that room.
They don't.
It just doesn't look like
I agree with you. It does look fake. So anyway, speaking of...
People are agreeing with me in the chat. I do appreciate that.
Speaking of maritime issues... Right. The ferries. Those ferries.
Those damn ferries. And for those watching anew, hello there. We have been, especially me, we have been mocking the theories that have been being produced by the Scottish government for how many years now, John?
6, I think.
Yeah.
It's something like that, because it started well before COVID.
And they were supposed to be ready when, John?
2019, I think.
Are they ready, John?
No, no, they're not ready.
Are they in the water yet, John?
One of them is. One of them's been floating for a while.
Progress.
Remember the one that had the windows painted on? That was floating.
Yeah.
That's the one that they launched. The other one they're talking about won't be ready to launch until 2025. 2025, right?
Oh,
and
Jesus Christ.
What they're saying is the cost's been slightly underestimated, and it's nearly 3 times what the original estimate. Now remember, we're already on a cost overrun, so the overrun estimate is a massive underestimate of what the overrun is actually going to be.
You know what?
The
Scottish government.
Just bin these things and go and buy them off someone else.
Hamza.
Be cheaper in the long run.
If you ask Hamza what the problem is, we all know what he's going to say. There were too many white people in charge.
Actually, I was wondering about that. Now that hate speech is, could you ask for the police to investigate that hate speech that Hamza made?
You should be able to, but it's very complex. It's a very complex issue because, do you know, in this country we actually have a thing called positive discrimination. This is a thing.
Yeah, but
they call it positive discrimination.
I find it very hateful what he said.
I find positive discrimination extremely hateful.
Yeah, I know.
But I agree with you. I find it extremely hateful what Hamza Yusuf said. And you know what? My opinion is that Hamza Yusuf is quite clearly a racist. He's quite clearly a racist.
Oh, he is.
In my personal opinion, from his own statements and his own actions.
Of course he is.
Clearly does not like them whites. He's not a fan.
He doesn't like them at all. He doesn't like the English either.
Well, not many Scottish people like the English, to be fair.
I don't think there's anything wrong with them. I mean, I couldn't eat a whole one, but they're all right. In small doses. Right. So anyway, moving on. Staying with the SNP. The SNP had a shock. Well, they didn't have a shock result because we've been telling you it's been coming. Right. So there was a by-election in South Ayrshire, and the SNP lost to the Conservatives. So, although the SNP managed to increase their share of the vote by 3.2%, in fact, every party increased their share of the vote. So what does that tell you? More people come out to vote.
More people came out.
Yeah. So the Tories...
vote, and they were damn sure that the Tories were going to win.
The Tories increased their share of the vote by nearly 20%.
That's quite impressive. That is impressive. I'm sorry, but it is.
It is.
You know what? While we're talking about the Tories, I just want to I want to direct you to a Labour activist. Okay, let me just try and find the tweet. Her name, she's a big activist on Twitter. She's a friend of Carol Vorderman. She calls herself Super Tanksy on Twitter, right? Lots of people know who or Tansky.
She got a big butt?
I don't know. Super Tansky. She's got something like 205,000 followers, and she's a Labour activist. That's what she is. And she tweeted earlier, GB News imploding isn't the only good news. I've heard strong rumours about a general election far sooner than anticipated, probably even a snap. We've been preparing for years. We're ready and waiting. Fucking bring it. Join us. Make them cry.
I think it's touch and go at the moment. I really do, because Keith Starmer seems to have done everything possible to put people off voting for him.
I responded to Super Tansky here with a little dose of reality. So I said this. I said, lol, you will probably get what you want in terms of elected leaders, but nothing will change. You people still don't get it. That it doesn't matter who is in charge. It is the system keeping the poor poor and the rich rich.
Yeah.
Labour will make nothing better for us working class folks. and they won't. Nothing will change, folks. They're the Purple Party. It doesn't matter if it's Keith, if it's Rishi, if it's Boris. It doesn't fucking matter.
He's going old George Galloway again. They are the Purple Party.
They are the Purple Party.
So.
And then somebody responded to me here, said, anything is better than massive bills and Tory sewage, to which I responded, the bills will still go up, the sewage will still flow.
Yeah.
Nothing will fucking change.
Nothing will change.
These people are on the tar.
So if you look at, and you know how we've been down the kind of looking at past history and going into the theoretical history route, with the fourth turning and with the oncoming age of crisis and stagnation. So if
Adam, you're fired.
Pardon?
Sorry, he's eating seaweed sea salt crisps.
Who is?
Adam.
Oh, he's mentally ill. I mean, we know that.
You're not fired.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
So, I think if history is to rhyme again, then what we would anticipate happening is a big backlash going to come against globalization. So there'll be a big backlash against globalization. There'll be a big backlash against government control. There'll be a big backlash against following, authority. So we might find that some of the stuff that's been put in place now would and should end up being ripped out in the short term.
Thinking.
In the short term, that's just what history tells us,
Well, perhaps, but I think that's wishful thinking because we are in an age, especially in the West, of convenience, of content. People are content.
Yeah, no, but we won't. But we're not,
status quo.
Because people are starting to hurt, because prices are going up, and people are running out of money. So people are starting to hurt. So things will. I mean, it obviously takes years and decades for these things to occur. But I think in the short term there'll be a big backlash, and things might change. They won't stay like that. They'll come back better. The WEF will come back. But the WEF, I mean, I think the European Union will fail within the next 10 to 15 years, right? NATO will.
I don't see how it can't.
NATO will fail within the next 5 to 10 years, right?
Once again, I don't see how it can't.
America will no longer be the hegemon. It will be China or Russia.
Which is terrifying.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
So these things will happen, but then the WEF will disappear, and the United Nations should fall, right? So there's a good chance that would fall. The WHO would fall as well, because these things are getting too powerful now. They're getting too powerful too quickly, and what will happen is people will fire back against them, because the WHO says it can't control things without having the authority to tell nation states what to do. And we came out of Europe so that Europe couldn't tell us what to do. So are we going to come out of Europe to not be told what to do by them, but be told what to do by the WHO and the UN? Are we? Is that what this is all about? So, really, I think
just don't like being told what to do, Joe.
Yeah, but the whole thing will collapse. But when these institutions rebuild, and we talked about this the other night, League of Nations, the Club of Rome and all that, when these things fall apart and then get rebuilt, they always come back better. They do build back better. So the WEF will fall apart and then it'll come back and it'll build back better. So the next people that come along are going to have a harder time. It's just always a big fight. That's and really, till we get off the planet and can start afresh, that's basically the only way out now. You got to get off the planet.
Good luck, folks. Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, nothing. I don't think anything, and I would love to be wrong, but nothing is going to be solved for the better for the everyman.
Oh, in the long term, it won't. Of course, it won't.
No.
It's always about more control. It's always about more control. I mean, you see that because as political units get smaller, or not as political units get bigger, you get less of them. So you have to control the population more because the population's bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's just got to, unless you wipe out the population. And I'm not suggesting that as a cause of action.
No. Where are you going? Where's he going? What's he doing?
Just grabbing a beer.
Orange speckled hen.
Right.
Robin Wolstenholme says
moving
they can
on.
all WEF off. Or WEF off.
WEF off, yeah. Right, so...
before we do move on...
Go on.
Quick tribute or a quick notification of the passing of Sir Michael Gambon at the age of, I believe, 90. Was he 90?
Yeah, that guy didn't have a great life. He had that horrible... He had really bad psoriasis or something like that. He should probably have tried the carnivore diet and maybe have helped him.
Do you know he is the second of the people to portray Professor Dumbledore on screen, who is now no longer with us?
Yeah, it was... what's his name?
Richard
A Man
Harris,
Called Horse, yeah. A Man Called Horse.
I believe Richard Harris made it through the first and second movie, perhaps, and then that was that.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would have...
Who was Gandalf? Was that Richard Harris, no? Oh, no.
No, Gandalf was Sir Ian McKellen, and he's still kicking.
Yeah, he's still kicking
Apparently,
around.
He's going to be in the new Deadpool movie, playing Magneto again.
Cool. Well,
So
I
he's
don't know
still
if it is.
kicking.
I don't know. I don't know if it's cool or not. The second Deadpool movie to me was a bit of a disappointment.
The third one looks interesting. Looks interesting.
It's like, it's the first one was really good, but it's like everything. Rather than try and make it better, they try and copy what they did because it worked, and that never works. Copying what you did never works.
I suppose so. Oh, he was 82, says Espresso Mechanic TV. My bad. My apologies.
Diane Finkelstein or whatever her name was. She was 90. Yeah.
I'm getting my two people who passed away today messed up.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Yeah.
Because Senator Dianne Feinstein, Democrat, she has also passed away today.
Oh, how sad.
Yeah, well, I believe she still managed to vote in something.
Right.
Okay. Joke, by the way.
Right. Moving on. Right.
Maybe in poor taste.
David Lammy. Right. David Lammy made a tweet today saying he stands firmly behind NATO and Britain's nuclear deterrent policy. But he seems to forget that he voted against the renewal of Trident in 2016. So he hasn't always stood behind NATO and Britain's nuclear deterrent policy, has he? It's amazing what terrible memories these politicians have, isn't it?
I mean, David Lammy, first thing I think of when I think of David Lammy is there's another race baiting grifter.
Yeah.
These people...
You know what? Let's just move
people,
on.
Aren't they? They're just awful people.
Let's move. Speaking of awful people, what do you think of those awful people, right, that sent a wire transfer of some $250,000 to Hunter using Daddy's address?
Are we sure that money was going to Hunter?
But it's did you hear AOC talking about it?
No, I did not.
Oh, just a mere bagatelle. There's no point in even bringing it up. It's just like, what's the point in even discussing this? It's like her standards are so far apart. It's unbelievable. I think she could have no problem in shagging Elon Musk because she could move his politics so far apart from what she actually wants to do that, I mean, she is a master, or should I say the mistress of cognitive dissonance.
Do you know what? I think it would be the other way around. I think she'd aim to do that, and then she'd end up voting Republican.
Oh, probably. Because she's dense. She probably would, but... Right. Oh, picture time. Let's go back to the pictures. Do we like the pictures, people? Do we like the pictures?
Keep giving us pictures. I like pictures. I like a bit of visual.
Do you like? I mean, I'm not going back to full blown slides, but I like the odd picture. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Course.
Oh, wrong one. We go to Uzbekistan.
Why are we going to Uzbekistan?
Because that's a big explosion.
That's a big explosion.
That was in a customs shed at the airport. 15-year-old boy was killed, right? And quite a few other people were injured with flying glass and things like that. So
I'm
apparently,
not shocked.
Sorry?
I'm not shocked.
So apparently, they're saying that lightning struck a customs shed that was full of EVs.
Electrical vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Are we sure it wasn't full of fireworks?
No, that's not fireworks, mate. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a massive explosion, right? So they're saying the lightning strike hit a custom shed full of EVs. I'm not sure that you'd even need... the weather doesn't look that bad, you know, so I don't think... I mean, if something went wrong with one EV, and you've seen buses and things like that spontaneously combust because you get a short in it, and once a lithium fire starts, that's it. You're not putting it out. You know, you could dunk it in a swimming pool and it's not going to go out because it's a chemical reaction rather than a fire. So
Yeah.
the whole thing went up. Apparently, it wasn't a firework factory; it was a custom shed. Story of sus.
enough.
Yeah, well, it's Uzbekistan, so it's nothing to do with Ukraine or Russia or anything like that. Although
No, it's...
Russia hit a Ukrainian ammo depot in Kiev and apparently blew up 3,000 tons of ammo.
Oh.
3,000 tons.
That was probably a very big explosion also, John.
Yeah. As Vaughn says, thermal runaway. I like that. That's a nice term.
Right, let's move on. What else you got for me?
Oh, I've loads. Okay, let's go to the Sycamore Gap tree.
Oh, go on then.
Well,
I know, but
so-
go on.
So in the it's in Hadrian's Wall, isn't it?
Hadrian's Wall, yes.
Yeah, Hadrian's Wall. There's this. It comes down in a kind of valley type, and there's a big, huge sycamore tree been there for hundreds of years. I don't know.
Hundreds of years.
Hundreds of years, and it's been used in movies and everything, right? And apparently, right now, someone has cut it down. Someone cut it down last night or whatever, and they've made a bloody good job of it because it's just like it's almost like one cut all the way through.
It's been felled. It looks like it's been
Yeah,
felled
I mean,
nicely.
that's a professional that's done that. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, no, I mean, I've tried. Have you ever tried cutting a tree down with a chainsaw? It's not easy.
Why would the hell would I try cutting down a tree with a chainsaw?
Well, I cut 2 trees down with a chainsaw once because they had woodworm, so I decided to take them out.
Right.
And these they were only like this size, right? And
Yeah.
it took me the whole day to take 2 of them down. It's not easy cutting down a tree, okay?
I can't imagine it is, John.
So-
I've
So-
seen them videos of people trying to cut down the trees and it falls through the fucking house. I've seen that.
Yeah. Well, you take the branches off first, you diddy. You don't just cut the tree down with the branches on it if it's near your house. I took all the branches off the tree first. So, anyway.
Saying I've seen them videos. They're like, oh yeah, I've done this. I've cut the V out quite nicely.
Oh, God.
It's ready.
Yeah, you've got to approach this
Take out
bit.
the fucking porch.
You got to approach it methodically, people. You got to cut the branches off and then work out what way it's going to fall. Then tie ropes on it so it doesn't go the wrong way. Fucking use your brain when you're cutting down
You know what,
trees.
this sounds like so much effort.
Yeah.
that I would wait until I had money and hire a guy.
Well, yes. Well, once I got money, I used to hire a guy to do my tree felling for me. Sometimes there was only 2 of them, though, which is quite strange when you hire tree fellas.
You do like a couple of tree fellas, don't you, John?
Anyway, so, yeah. So that tree came down. That was done by a professional, and they've arrested a 16-year-old for it.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I mean, it's all very funny. I'm not gonna lie, it is all very funny. And me and you had a little bit of a chat this morning, didn't we, about this? And I said, well, what criminal offence has he really committed here?
Well, he's cut down a tree. It probably wasn't his. Well, right. So my point wasn't so much as the criminal offence, and that what he's done is wrong anyway, right? Because that tree has brought people to that area for decades, right? It's
does that really mean?
Huh?
I have to interject, because does that really mean that state operatives, state officers can violently assault somebody, take away their freedom and place them in a cell? I'm not so sure it does. It's a tree, for fuck's sake.
Well, right, we had this conversation earlier, and the thing is, if you just allowed people to cut down trees willy-nilly, like the council.
Yeah.
No, but
like
if
the
you
council.
Yeah, but if you allowed people to cut down trees willy-nilly, where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line?
I draw the line at not being on somebody's private property,
right.
but I do not believe this was.
Well, right, hold on. That tree's not going to grow back. Okay, I mean, that tree's hundreds of years old, so that tree's not growing back, right?
Right.
Secondly, it was a tourist attraction, so you're going to lose money because people aren't going to come and see that tree anymore. So the local businesses that service those tourists aren't going to make money out of those tourists anymore.
You know what those local businesses who made money out of that tree should have done? They should have clubbed together and hired a bloody security guard for the tree 24/7.
So you're suggesting
there,
no, you haven't stopped me at all. So you're suggesting rather than say it's wrong to cut down a tree, we should go out and protect trees to stop people cutting them down because it's not wrong. That's what you're saying. I mean, there's got to be a certain degree of right and wrong when it comes to society. And I think it's wrong to go cutting down, ancient trees.
I'm sorry. I know you
don't. I know you think it's quite funny, right? But it's not.
Yeah, but I just can't get on board with you here because, you said so yourself in the jokey part. The fucking council do it all of the time.
Yeah.
They do it all of the time. Why are they allowed to send people out to do it, but I can't make that
Well, I'm not
decision?
suggesting they should be, right?
But they are. So that's the standard.
No, that's not. But that's not the standard. That's an elected body that you have elected and paid for, going out and managing the local estate, right? That's what they're doing. This was some random went and cut down a fucking tree, and not just a sapling. He cut down a fucking ancient tree that's been used in fucking movies and everything. So, yeah, I'm not holding the total libertarian position because you've got to have standards in your society. And if the standard is you can do what the fuck you like, regardless of what other people think, right? Then that's not libertarianism, that's anarchy. That's just total fucking anarchy. And you might as well just do what you want. That's my view. You're advocating anarchy.
Perhaps give the boy a fine, or the man, or whoever it was that done it. But I'm not saying that I agree.
Oh, right. He's been arrested.
He should have been arrested. He shouldn't have been.
No, he's been arrested, right? To find out, probably, because they've got reasonable grounds to suspect that he did it. So they're going to arrest them to give themselves more time to investigate it and make sure that there's a case against them. That's what the purpose of arrest is for. The purpose of arrest isn't to punish you. The purpose of arrest is to give the police the time to find evidence before you can go and fucking hide it. That's what arrest is all about. You know, it's not to punish you.
I neither condemn nor condone the hiding of evidence of someone who's cut down a tree.
Oh,
But that's just me.
yeah, but I'm just saying. So I don't think it was right.
And you're totally entitled. Okay, did I say I don't think it was right? I don't think he should have cut down that tree, first of all. But second of all, I don't think that the bully boy state enforcers have the right to use their monopoly on violence to incarcerate somebody, and it is incarceration.
Right,
to
okay.
assault somebody, and
Right,
it is
well, hold on. You
second
don't know you don't know
off.
if he was assaulted or not. You're making assumptions here that you can't back up. You just can't back up those statements.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I can't understand why you think it's okay for him to go and cut down the tree.
I didn't say it was.
Well, yeah, you're saying it's not okay for him to do it, but what would you do then? What would you say?
Well, I would give the boy a good talking to. You shouldn't cut down trees, Sonny Jim. Don't cut down trees.
I mean, is he fucking George Washington? Is he going to say, I cannot tell, who apparently never actually said that anyway? That's all a load of fucking shite.
Look, young man, we have CCTV images of you cutting down the tree. We know you cut down the tree. I honestly,
I think it's an example of where we are with the world today, and the sense of entitlement that people have.
Well, do you know what?
And
I
they think they can.
agree.
They think they can go out and do anything they like, and this is why we can't have good things, and why things get broken all the time now.
See, I do agree with that sentiment, but at the same time, I think the powers of the state being used against somebody should be a complete last resort.
Right. So it's like, who's going to do it? What are you going to have then? Are you going to have the locals do it? Are you going to have mob rule? Is that what you advocate? So who should do it? Who should do it?
I'm not saying the police shouldn't speak to somebody. What I'm saying is, what they shouldn't do is then remove their freedom for cutting down a fucking tree.
Stop this fucking nonsense about removing the freedom shit, right?
It's not.
He got arrested on suspicion of cutting down the tree, right? That's within the purview of the law. That's that's what we've signed up to. That's what we've signed up to. If you don't want to sign up to that, then you have to leave this country and go and live somewhere that doesn't do that. And you'll find it very difficult to find a country that doesn't do that.
Okay.
So if you want to start a libertarian country that doesn't have a police force, move to fucking California and see how that works out for you.
Well, first of all, I didn't say that I didn't want to have a police force. I never said that, so you're now making assumptions.
Right, okay. But you are saying he shouldn't have had his liberty taken off him, right?
Not for that, no.
Well, for what then? So where's your line? Where is your line? So the police are allowed to arrest people when they're under suspicion of committing an offence, right? That's the law.
And I don't think cutting down a tree is an offence.
Well, that is an offence.
I'm sorry, but I don't.
Well,
and it shouldn't be.
So cutting down a tree shouldn't be an offence. So people should be able to cut down trees willy-nilly.
Yes, okay. We'll circle back round to the council argument.
Forget no. You can't circle back round to the council argument because the council's an elected body that's managing your estate, right? So that the council's well within their rights to cut down the tree if that's what they determine, right? I'm not saying it's morally right and I'm not saying it's ecologically sound, but that's the right they've got. So your point is people should be allowed to cut down trees if they want, right? So there shouldn't be orders on trees. There shouldn't be you should be allowed to go in to any forest, which in this country and in England will almost certainly be owned by an individual or a company rather than the state. And you should be allowed to cut down other people's trees? Is that what you're saying?
If it's on private land, absolutely not. Okay.
So whose land was that tree on? I don't know. That might not be public land.
Then then it's down to the landowner to seek damages.
Well,
tree.
effectively, the guy has stolen the tree because he's
Well, he
deprived the
didn't steal it.
landowner. He's deprived the landowner of its use by cutting
tree
it
there.
down.
Left the tree there.
No, the tree was a growing living thing and generated money by allowing people to come and see it, right? So he has deprived the landowner of its use. He has stolen the tree.
I think we're gonna have to leave this one here because I think we're gonna have to end this particular section on the show of agree to disagree.
Well, we certainly disagree because I think the guy's buying out of order. I mean, I can't understand why anyone would want to go out and fucking cut down a perfectly good tree. I just can't understand it.
Kari.
And it's not even a laugh.
Kari. That's a new name in the chat. AY Kari says Ben's got a point. Thank you.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, I
He
do.
doesn't have a point.
Like Vaughan said, we will put
By
in
Ben's
it.
point, we're going to live in a fucking country that has no trees.
That sounds wonderful.
Do you think so? Really? If that what you would wish, you'd want to live in a country with no trees? It'll fucking improve your wind, that's for sure. And your flooding, so everything will get better. Yeah, you'll get more wind, more flooding, less water, fucking. Yeah, it's that's great. I mean, it's fine to laugh about it, right? But when it comes to things like this, and people do stupid fucking actions, yeah, they should pay for it. They should pay for it.
Not with their freedom.
Well, maybe they should.
Maybe not.
Why? Well, where's the line?
We're putting a pin.
Where's the fucking line? Your audio's gone. Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
The line is a philosophical discussion for another night.
Possibly.
Pin it, John, says Vaughan.
Don't tell me
Tony,
what to do. You know what happens when you tell me what to do.
Are there any glasses about? We want to make sure they're safe. Vaughan says we'll discuss on the fortnight.
Fortnight.
Maybe that.
Right,
maybe
moving on.
that is the arena.
The rest. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that one, and I'm not going to do that other one. So France has put multiple occupancy lane sensing cameras on its motorways. Okay. So France has lanes in which you're only allowed to travel in if you have multiple occupants in the vehicles. So they've now put thermal cameras in the central reserve, basically, that fucking read the heat signature in your car and send you a fine if you've only got one person in the vehicle.
That won't last long.
Well, you say that, but you've seen how they put their speed cameras in. They're built like bloody World War. It's built like the Maginot Line. They're like bunkers.
Yeah, well, they still get absolutely trashed, don't they?
Well,
no matter how much they
sometimes
fortify
do, yeah.
them, they get absolutely trashed. It was like 90% of all of France's speed cameras were trashed in one weekend.
Yeah. Maybe you just run around with the heating on full bung.
Yeah, that could work.
Probably.
Could work.
Well, if you get the
you
heat
know
in the
what?
car above 37, it's not going to be able to pick out individual bodies, is it?
No, Militant Mushroom says car share lanes got them in the States, yeah.
Yeah.
So people are being
they've
obviously
had them in-
encouraged to carpool.
But they've had them in Europe for ages. Do they not have them here? Do they not have them on your smart motorways? No.
No. And you know what? I've never actually, even driving across France loads, I've never noticed their existence. I'm not going to lie.
I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure why Harold thinks that would have an effect on the heat sensing camera.
It might do. Who knows?
Right.
Bum, chicky wow wow, let's raise the heat in here, baby.
So there was a group of, pardon me, there was a group of teenagers in Vegas, Ben, and they did something that you possibly might actually think is worthy of them losing their freedom over. What are
They
you
did a lot
doing?
of this, didn't they?
Huh?
Oh, you're not talking about the
No.
Vegas hackers. That was last week.
No, not the hackers. I'm talking about the group that were filming what they were doing with stolen cars.
Yeah, this is. I mean, this is.
I think they might have crossed your line.
But they're murderers, John. They're murderers.
Yeah. Well,
Premeditated murder.
is that any reason to have your freedom taken away?
Yes, John. Yes.
Why?
Because killing another human being is different to cutting down a fucking tree, John.
It's murder both ways. So anyway, these guys they went out and they were stealing cars, and this wasn't the first guy they'd done. They'd done quite a few. They'd rammed people off the road, hadn't they?
Yeah, they stole multiple cars.
And they deliberately ran into people who were
They
either
were doing it for TikTok.
yeah, they were doing it for clicks and giggles effectively, and they hit this guy who was a ex-police chief or retired police chief, and rammed him off the road on his bike, and he died, which was quite bad.
He did, and this to me, rather than cutting down a tree, is a show of the entitlement of the youth of today.
Well, I think both
thought-
are. I mean, effectively, both are.
They thought this is going to be funny. We're going to get clicks.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to get TikTok clout. So they went out and they started driving at 50 mile an hour, like Andrew said, into people.
Mhm.
What did they think was going? Did they not think they were going to kill somebody? Are they just? Well, I can answer that question for you. Yes, they are stupid.
Yeah.
They are just. What has happened? What has happened? And it goes back to a term that I like to use called helicopter parenting. Loads of kids have never been told no because their parents, they helicopter on the periphery because they're having to both work jobs. So they hover around in the kids' lives rather than being in the kids' lives full time. And so because they feel guilty that they're helicoptering around on the periphery, they don't say no to these kids, and then this happens. And then Antifa happens. And then things like that happen because these kids don't know no, they don't know discipline. And I'm actually not going to agree with Mr. Jungle Griffin, who says playing GTA 5, because I don't think that really has anything to do with it. It's the sense of entitlement, and it's the sense of, oh, this is a trend now on TikTok, and look, oh, we're going to eat some fucking Tide Pods, or we're going to go and slap some people for clout. And they're all doing it, and they're stupid, and they've never been told no. And this is the logical conclusion to that, where people end up dead. And that's really what this is.
Yeah. So a melting Norwegian glacier, right, has revealed a Bronze Age arrow. Now,
Nice.
no, just think about that. Just think about it. A melting glacier that has supposed to have been there for tens of thousands of years has revealed a Bronze Age arrow.
You're telling me that glacier may not have been there for tens of thousands of years, John?
It kind of sounds that way, doesn't it? Kind of puts a dent in climate, in the theory.
Hysteria.
Well, yeah, in the crisis, it kind of puts a dent in that theory.
Do you know what else puts dents in that? Every model they ever produce, because they're always wrong.
Yeah, I know.
So, I'm sorry, but how can you trust?
But
trust?
this is good because this is actual physical evidence.
Yeah, but no matter how much actual physical evidence that these people are wrong is produced, they're not going to say they're wrong, because it's a grift. It's
Yeah,
a fucking
well, I
grift.
think it is. I think you're right. I can't disagree with you on
And
that one.
speaking of grift, if you're enjoying this show, then don't forget to leave a like. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to support us further, if you're watching on YouTube or on Rumble right now, there are links in the chat there, pinned in YouTube, where you can support us at patreon.com/Chasing Dissent, Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/Chasing Dissent, or if you're watching on YouTube, you can click that join button and you can join the channel from as little as £1.99 a month, or $2.99 or something like that. But yeah, we really do appreciate it, and it's how we're going to push on. It's how we're going to grow. We can't grow without you. So like button, share button, the single most important thing. So please get people to come and join us. We're here. We're trying to make sense of everything, and we're trying to laugh our way through it. And with that, John, could you please lighten the mood just a little bit more?
I'm gonna refer to a conversation we had this morning about China.
Okay.
China. Do you remember when we started talking about knives?
Yes.
Right. So Ben didn't realise this, but see, when you buy a knife in China, right? If you buy a knife in China, you know, just a kitchen knife, just a regular kitchen knife, or a cleaver or whatever, you know how the Chinese are fond of those chopper things, right? But you go and buy a knife, you've got to go to the shop to buy the knife, and you've got to register and get your details taken and fill in a form. And that knife then gets inscribed with a serial number by laser that's put on the knife, right? And it's put against your name, right? So that knife now belongs to you, right? Then when you take that knife back, don't start with your stupid comments about is it ceramic, it doesn't matter, right? China doesn't use ceramic knives. Why would they? They've got plenty of iron and coal to make iron and steel. So anyway, you then take the knife back to where you're going to use the knife, and the knife has a hole in it. And that knife must be chained to the table or worktop or wherever that you're going to be using that knife, so that it cannot be removed. You know, you can't put it on with a carabiner or anything like that. It's got to be chained to that table permanently. And that knife, therefore, can never be removed until it is taken away and disposed of. And if you do that, you have to go back to the shop and get it and hand it back so they can dispose of it. You just can't go and throw it away. Because that knife, remember, has that serial number on it that's linked to you. You think that's not coming here at some point? What do you think?
Well, I'm not sure that, at least in the near term, it will get that extreme.
In the near term, yeah. But then again, I mean, you never thought they were going to take away our handguns, and they pretty much did it within the space of like 2 months. They just went bang like that.
1996, you know, they say it takes only 2 generations to forget.
Yeah.
And I can tell you now, there are generations living that do not even know that we ever had handguns.
Yeah, I know. And people see when you make tweets about it, and people think they think you're a terrorist or something when you say, well, they took our guns away, and they're like, why would you need a gun? Well, for the obvious bloody reasons that the only people now that have guns are criminals.
Yeah, state operatives included in that statement.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I've always said, you know, if a bad guy with a gun enters your house, how are you meant to defend yourself against that? You can't.
Exactly.
You can't anymore. So that's you fucked, screwed, whatever you want to say. There's no defense to that. And you know what? The criminal does not care about the law. They're a criminal.
Of course they don't. They don't care where they get their gun either. Right. Germany.
Deutschland. Yeah.
Germany is Germany's the porn capital of Europe. You know that.
Yeah, das ist sehr gut, ja. Yeah.
So Germany Job Centre sends a 19-year-old girl a job, right? Saying, we have a job opening for you at the Coliseum, right? If you'd like to, you would basically work behind the bar and serve drinks 42 hours a week. Now, the Coliseum, if you look it up, is a brothel, right? So she freaks out because the job centre sent her a job that is basically in a brothel. Now, and let's not be confused here. They're not suggesting that she become a prostitute, because that's the other thing that the German government have been doing. They've been making available a little book that suggests poor children might want to consider prostitution as a possible career path.
Oh my God.
This is why I don't understand why Germany's so freaking nuts on censoring
Das ist
Twitter.
nicht gut. Nicht gut. Nein.
No, but I don't think they're suggesting that they start as children. I think they're suggesting they consider it as a career path as they grow up if they're poor. Right?
Nein.
But why is Germany so intent on censoring social media when it is the porn capital of Europe? I mean,
And
it's legalised prostitution. It's legalised brothels.
Even I to this day get warnings on X, if you will, saying the German government doesn't like your tweet. And I don't care.
And no, she didn't have to serve the drink naked. But apparently, when you go to the German job centre, you're looking for a job. They are supposed to ask you if you want jobs in the adult entertainment industry to be sent to you, and they neglected to ask her, so they just sent them anyway.
Listen here, Fraulein. We are in the cost of living crisis. Und you will serve the drinks.
So, and the next one comes courtesy of one of our regulars, Andrew. Okay.
Okay.
And it's a custom. It's not a custom. It's a couple of farmers in Wyoming have had a bit of a feud, and they've been having a long-standing feud because one farmer's cows keeps going into the other farmer's land, right? And, you know, there's nothing worse than farmers when it comes to feuds. So anyway, this farmer then decides he's going to take action against these cows. And he thought, right, I'm going to bleach them. So it's quite common to mark an animal with bleach because it just bleaches the hair and it doesn't do any harm because you use a weak solution. So they herded up all
hydrogen
these
peroxide or something.
Yeah, exactly, hydrogen peroxide. So they got 186 of this guy's cows or calves or whatever that had broke into his land, herded them through a crush gate, and then started bleaching them, marking them up. Now, some of the marks included drawing genitalia on the cows.
They drew a penis on the cows, didn't they, John?
Yeah.
They drew a penis on the cows.
Yeah. So then he let them go and they got recovered back into the other thing. Now the guy that owns the cow is suing the other guy for criminal damage to his cows because his cows are now no longer worth $2,650 a head. They're now worth $1,850 a head because buyers might think they were marked up to indicate there was something wrong with them.
No, he's missing a trick. He's missing a trick.
What?
How often are you able to sell a cow with a penis bleached into it?
Exactly. I think these guys, this could be living art.
$5,000.
It could be
$5,000.
living art. Exactly.
Yeah. And the other guy did it for free. The other guy did it for free, and then you go make a. Hey there, boy. How often you seen a cow with a penis on its side? You want to come see? Look at this. Look at this perfect piece of living art, boy.
Right. Let me see. What have we got next? What have we got next? I seem to have lost the story.
Find something, and then we'll.
Oh,
start
I've got 2 things left then. Right. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back, and I think this is quite
to the
topical.
future.
No, I'm going to go back to the pictures, right? And I'm going to bring up a picture of a game, right? Now, did you know this was a game way back in the days of Windows 7, right?
Well, I don't know. I can't see the picture yet, John.
And it's been kind of got a cult following, and I think it's quite topical now because
John,
it's
it's just a black screen.
I know it's meant to be. That's why I'm teasing it. I'm teasing it, Ben. I'm teasing it because it's called Russian Village Simulator. Now, is that a game and a half? Does that not make you want to rush out and buy that game?
We live 9 to 5. We harvest potato. We make vodka.
and obviously she's got some kind of 3-stringed musical device there.
Don't you know? All best music made with 3 strings, not 6.
I'm not quite sure. This is a very androgynous type person, though, isn't it? Is that a guy? That's a guy.
Yeah, there's one very hairy chest there.
Yeah,
that is a guy.
I thought it was a girl initially. That's a guy. It's mental, isn't it? No, I mean, imagine trying to sell that in this day and age. That would be incredible. Yeah, well, it does look like lipstick as well. I didn't think Russians will. Maybe this is part of the Russian village simulation. Maybe this is a local, oddball. Right. So, right. So I'm gonna bring us to a close now.
Come on, what you got for me? What's the final hurrah? What do we have?
So, woman.
He's already laughing, so this is good.
Woman. It's not good. It's not good. This woman.
Is this another picture, by the way?
There's a picture. There is a picture, but there's a woman,
right.
And what she does is she finds explicit photographs of a woman on her husband's phone, and she takes revenge on him by stabbing him multiple times. Right?
I got dark pretty fucking quick. Holy is that real? Is that real?
Yeah.
Are you sure that's real?
It was in the paper. She found explicit photographs of another woman on her husband's phone that turned out to be her when she was thinner.
We've peaked again.
How can you beat that?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you've enjoyed the show, then please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course, if you are able to support us, please do at the links in the chat. John, I'm reclining because I can't beat that.
I'd like to thank everyone for attending this. This episode 50 of Chasing Dissent All In. And as always, well, it's been fractious for us, but we'll kiss and make up later. It's been great. For you!
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots.
shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?
I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? Sometimes you need to let loose, grab juice, get goose, tattoos, taboos, get screwed. Loosen up, buttercup, all those hate comments will never make you feel enough. We're all adequate graduates, hearts full of calluses, but we know calculus. Damn, ain't that fabulous? Can't wait to apply all those mathematicus. But we can't get a job that pays us enough. I'm about to pop off. Fuck you, you're lost. We all know that we never really want a boss. So I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. Yeah, I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo.
I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?
I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down, they wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. They don't wanna see me care. Anytime I make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared I walk a straight path. Not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb, and I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I will get back up. Cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing. Won't bother hiding my